everyone, welcome to today's episode where we have the famous MoonDance Photography owner. Do you say co-owner?
Co-owner.
Oh, co-owner. Gotta get that in there. Co-owner Alicia McDowell. Welcome.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Okay, and so co-owner with
my husband, Tristan McDowell. He has a full-time job, but he helps me.
Yeah. It's all a full-time job. Right?
Everybody, the whole family's involved in.
Yes. So tell me, how long have you had MoonDance Photography?
So I actually am hitting my 10th year with MoonDance. I started, I'm hitting my 10th year in photography this year. MoonDance will be 10 next year. But I actually started as, and I don't know if you can remember this or not, but I actually started as Sweet Southern Okie Moments.
Yes,
I officially this month I've been shooting for 10 years.
I cannot.
Isn't that crazy?
That.
Yeah.
Wow, I was like, how old am I? I guess that makes sense because now you've got kiddos and So, well, one of the reasons we had Alicia out today is not only is she a phenomenal photographer, which we're going to get into because I've got some questions for you there. But one of the things is we get a lot of times where people, locals, ask us, hey, I'm young and I want to start a business. How do I get involved in Tahlequah so that my business can be known? And I loved your strategy. And we talked a little bit off camera about this, but I knew Alicia because you had a full-time job and was getting into the photography on the side.
Yes.
But the amount of nonprofit and giving back to the community and being involved in the community. So St. Jude's, worked with them, Relay for Life. I remember some all-nighters with that.
Yes.
Do you remember back in the day where we would stay all night and do the thing? And they still do it. We just don't do that. No.
Yes.
Perfect.
Now it's all day and it's wonderful.
That's true. That's true. Help in crisis, and still a very active member, Chamber of Commerce.
Tahlequah Main Street.
Tahlequah Main Street.
NSU. I've done a lot of stuff for NSU. Like this has been an amazing community, and it's been wonderful to be able to give back to it. Tahlequah has my heart, and so it's been good to give back to Tahlequah. And they've been good to me.
Okay, that's a wrap. But it is what you put into the community.
Absolutely.
Is what the community gives back to you, and your business has just grown and flourished, and you went from trying to do it as a side hustle to it's your full-time family career now and business. Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, and I really do want to say thank you so much because you have given, in this 10 years, we could just sit here and talk all day about all the things you've done for the community and given back. And I just think that that's such an important aspect of it.
Sure.
So I love that.
It's been really weird to step back, but it's been awesome to have the community also remind me that I have given in 10 years. And so it's been very humbling for all of the people that are like, oh, thank you for doing all you did. And it's just it has been wonderful. I'm ready to get back in it.
And that was before you had 3 children.
I do have 3 children, and they are a lot. So
it does make a little bit of a difference.
does.
I love that. So MoonDance Photography, locally owned and operated. Yes. Tell us what that looks like. What is your business model, like weddings, babies, adoptions?
So we actually are about to launch a rebrand, and now our catchphrase is capturing motherhood and love in all 4 corners and beyond. So I absolutely love capturing love, and motherhood also brings that. And so all things motherhood and love. So,
I love that. And I do have to say, you have done the newborn photo shoots for 2 of my 3 beautiful grandbabies, and only because the 3rd one was already an adult by the time so I love that. Okay, so obviously so that would be probably pregnancy photos?
Yes, so we do maternity, we do Fresh 48, we do family pictures.
Okay, so tell us what the Fresh... I know now that when I first heard that my daughter was like, we're doing Fresh 48, I was like, What is that?
So Fresh 48, I get to go into the hospital and I get to love on all just the little squishy babies, and I get to see the families in the hospital, and it's really fun because I get to see the parents who, this is their third and fourth, and then I also get to see the parents who like, okay, it's time to change a diaper, and I remind them, it's okay, we're doing good, and it's so cool to see parents grow. And a lot of the times they've actually been able to capture some of them, their senior pictures, and then their wedding, and then their babies. And so it has just been really rewarding to see them grow up.
And you're 12, so that's really weird that you're I love that. So basically to get into the hospital within the first 48 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When my daughter did it most recently, she said, we don't want any photos of us, but you somehow or another tricked them and you did it, and those are their favorite photos.
Are they really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, she said, I just, you've just had a baby and you don't
Sure.
feel great, and the dad has been up all night and da-da-da.
Sure, yeah.
But with the three of them together, totally. So do it if you're not sure.
Yes, it's
You will
always important
appreciate
to
it.
take your family pictures.
Yes.
Always important.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the Fresh 48 and the newborn.
Newborns, we're wedding photographers. We're actually traveling wedding photographers now. We've gotten to travel to several states.
And not just weddings.
No,
You've been doing some really fun and cool stuff.
Yeah, I have just gotten a lot of opportunities to get to go and take pictures in other places, and it has been really just rewarding. Like, it's been awesome. So
yeah, so you just pretty much all
over.
photography.
Yeah, all
I
photography
love it.
all over the place.
I love that. So now, obviously, it's that time of year where we're going to be selling a lot of homes, and I'm taking tons of photos of the homes. But for our listeners, they may be curious, when is a good time? Like, when is the best season to take family photos?
Sure. So actually, did you know that your home can actually determine the best time to take family pictures?
Oh.
So when we buy a home, we'll really like to go in and, sometimes we repaint, or sometimes we just get new decor, and we really just lean into how we want to decorate our home. And that's really a reflection of who we are.
Right.
So using those colors that you paint your home with, or that you're decorating, whether it's darker or warmer tones, those can determine the best time to take family pictures. If you have a house that's like really bright, you've got really pastel and pale colors, spring is going to be your time. At that time, you're going to tend to wear the pale colors, the pastels. You're going to, a lot of the times your photographer's going to edit lighter. And then of course the trees are, white and beautiful. And so for like the lighter, brighter homes, that's where I would recommend. If you have the dark, and if you like the jewel tones and things like that, then you're obviously fall's going to be your time. If you are a maximalist and it's everywhere, and that is the way that I live my life, summer is your time, because you've got all the brights and all the greens, and everybody wears neons, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can actually utilize your home to determine when you take your family pictures.
Okay.
Because
so you do a lot at the home, at people's homes.
Yeah, so I can actually go to your house, or I can find a location that will complement the decor in your home.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. How fun is that?
It's awesome.
So it's kind of matching the personality
Right.
to the, yeah.
Right. It's kind of the same as if you get your colors done.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, done that. Been there, done that. I love that.
It's that same concept.
Okay. And so let's say they contact you, you kind of assess and tell them this is a good time, let's do it. Now, how does that work as far as I personally I love having them digital, but I still have to like touch them.
You want the print?
Yes.
Sure.
What's the best way to go about that?
Absolutely. So regardless of who you choose, make sure that you ask them if they offer prints. Because if your photographer has a print studio, then they have had to prove that they're a photographer. So like with our print studio, like I had to send them like, I want to say like upwards of 25 pictures in different editing styles or different like lighting situations to match my colors with theirs. And that was kind of how we were able to get into their
Oh,
Right. So
okay.
then that way I can guarantee quality every time you print through me.
Oh, that
And
is
I'm
so good.
sure other photographers are that way too. Now, if they don't, or they don't offer them, or they don't make you, because you can order through us, but you don't have to.
Mhm.
From there, there's some really great places. I want to say one is Smallwoods. Smallwoods is beautiful. They are the ones that they come printed on wood,
Oh,
and they're like,
Jill's like, oh, do you have some of those?
No, I've seen them.
they're so pretty.
Okay. Oh, I
They just
like
look
that
so
look.
good on the wall.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful. We love printing on metal because it doesn't age. So like canvas is porous, and so
Right.
it'll age, but metal will stay vibrant forever.
Oh,
So that's a really good one too. If you can find a print shop that offers that, I would 1000% do that.
so that is something that you offer.
We offer that, yes.
Didn't know that.
Yes, and
Okay,
absolutely
okay.
gorgeous prints.
Yeah. Is that heavy? I'm just thinking of like putting it on the wall. Is it heavy?
Weirdly not.
Okay.
So you can choose what it's mounted on, but like the traditional mount is like a piece of foam board,
Wow.
and they're light. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Rafas. If you go into Rafas, they have metal prints that are beautiful,
Okay.
and we printed those.
Jill and I are intrigued. We'll have to go to Rafa's and maybe have a margarita while we're there.
It's wonderful, so I would 1000% recommend it.
Okay, we'll check that out. Did you do theirs?
I did. Yes, those are my prints. Yes.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yes,
Oh, I
yes.
love that. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then like so the thing is with family photos, I get kind of stressed out
It's
because other
stressful.
families, do we match? Do we like how
Right.
do we like what is the best way to even approach that?
So first of all, I want to say for everyone, Murphy's Law exists on Photography Day.
True.
When you can schedule it months out, you can pick out your clothes months out, you can plan months out. Murphy's Law will happen. Your kids will not take a nap. They will be on there. They will be like just overwhelmed. It'll just happen, and that's okay. You definitely want to find a photographer who captures whatever, like just goes with it. Lifestyle is really popular right now, and that is you just go with it. Ways to prepare for that. Snacks are always good.
Oh.
If you're hangry and thirsty, then you want snacks for the kids and adults, because I have definitely showed up to my own personal photo shoots. I hadn't eaten all day because I was planning all day and I was grumpy. So I definitely would recommend that. As far as planning outfits, you want to coordinate, you don't want to match. So the days of like jeans and white shirts are no longer a thing. I mean, they still are, but they're not as popular. With the coordination, you can really be yourself and be your family, and you can wear what compliments you guys and what shows you guys and your personality. So
I love that. I love that. I do have to tell a quick story on you. We had contacted Alicia. We wanted to do family photos for extended family for my in-laws, and our youngest at the time, youngest granddaughter, she was just not having it. Like ruined every single photo. You know, Boston, and this sweet woman tried everything. And at the time, I was just like, but here's the thing, it's our favorite photos because she is just
she was angry.
staring. She was not having it. We tried bribery, we tried everything, and nope, she ruined every single photo. But looking back now, that was just her personality at the time. Just like maybe still no. She's a very sweet child now. But yeah, she went through a minute. But they are some of our favorite photos.
I swear that's why I have my middle daughter. Like, we used to like bribe her, and I would apologize to little grandmas because they'd be like, "Oh, you're so cute," and they'd talk to her and hope that she would smile, and she would never smile.
Right.
And I would
Very
say, "I'm so
serious,
sorry." Like,
very
I
stoic.
know, but it makes
Yes.
me accept those,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
babies for who they are.
You were like, it's fine. It's fine. I was like,
fine.
no, it's fine. I mean, we tried, even Poppy couldn't get to there. But again, looking back now, it's kind of our favorite, that was just the stage she was going through, and we'll always remember that. So
I am always here to capture those stages because those are my favorite. I think, and I always tell all of my clients that if you want those portrait picture perfect, like everybody smiles together and it's just wonderful. I am not your girl. But if you want me to capture you guys how you are and loving each other and the true feelings that you guys have between each other, that is what I do. So
Yeah, I love that. And I will say I'm of a certain age compared to the ladies in the room. And I look back now and I remember thinking, oh, my daughter's hair is not perfect and
Right.
my son's got some
Right.
dirt on his chin or whatever. Now looking back, I actually value those photos
Right.
rather than the ones where everything was perfect because
Right.
those were not real.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. I like a good over the mantle
Oh,
family
yeah.
portrait.
Yeah, you
like
gotta have
when
one
my
of those
family
for
has
sure.
those, yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely, all photographers have their niches.
Yeah.
But I definitely like if they're dirtier and
I
crazier,
like
the
the
better.
lifestyle.
Yes.
I just think the lifestyle photos are so fun and
Yes.
so cute. And sometimes you end up with that one that will hit above the fireplace
Yeah.
and it just works. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so tell me about, we're going to go back and talk a little bit about the community, but there's a lot of stuff coming up in the
Right.
community. What's happening? What are you thinking?
So, for the biggest thing for us is we'll be at Redfern. That's something that we have done year after year after year. Even when I actually worked a full-time job here at Century 21, I still spent all of Redfern weekend with Drew Haley and shot with him. And
Yes.
so I am excited for that. So if you guys see us, stop by, say hi. We'll grab a quick pic. You'll end up in all the galleries and stuff. So I am so excited, and it's actually a full family affair this year for us. So Annalise and Chicken both are doing the Little Miss Redfern and Mr. Redfern.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh,
and
that's
Chicken
funny.
is our smallest. His name is Miles.
His name's not really
His
Chicken.
name is not
so-
really Chicken. But they are doing Little Miss Redfern, and they are still taking applicants. So yes, there's
Okay,
still
good to
spots.
know. Good to know. So I do have to ask on Redfern because sometimes that's like a weekend that I'm out of town
Sure.
just because of some things that follow within the family. But I live for the gallery. How many photos do you take? And I mean, because guys, if you are not online or you're not on social, you need to get there because I feel like I get to experience and
Right.
be there. But I seriously, like, how many photos do you guys take?
So it has gotten better. My very first time I did Redfern, we took we took 12,000 images. So that it was so much. We went through SD card after SD card after SD card. And what's crazy is those were smaller files because that was 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
So now my files are bigger. I want to say last year we took 5,000. So
I mean, and then I feel like you post.
we posted around, I think, like 500 or 50,
Okay.
550 area. So
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot of
Every
editing.
single one of them is like, a child and the ice cream's just dripping down and the kids just smile and you're just like, yeah. I mean, it's just capturing. They're so amazing. They're so fun. And I can't believe that people aren't reaching out to you. Do they ever contact you to get?
Sometimes,
Oh, yes.
like I just got a wedding inquiry because we were shooting at our church the other night we did a worship night for Palm Sunday, and that was
Oh my gosh.
yeah. And so
I
she was
love
like, "I
that.
saw you in town," and so I wanted to. And I have lots of people that are teachers that are like, "Oh, you help the schools," and so I want you to do my wedding, or I want you to do my family pictures. So yeah, it was once again that community gives back, and always put yourself out in community.
Absolutely. And I forgot to mention that at the top. You are a member of a local church and you're very active with the
Yes,
church.
yes.
So do you want to tell us about that?
So we are actually starting to run some social medias, and so Roots was pretty much our break out into that. A good friend of yours actually called me during COVID and was like, "Hey, just for some supplemental income, will you start running our social media?" And that was during COVID, so 4 years ago.
Yes, please.
We are still running Root social media, and it has been really rewarding. Like I get to shoot baptism
Oh, wow.
and
Yeah.
child dedication, and it just every time it just makes my heart so happy.
I love that. I love that. Well, and that was kind of, not the theme of it, but one of the things that we decided to have you on was people do reach out all the time and say, I'm trying to start a small business. How do I get this business to take off? And I'm like, I'm not kidding you. Give to the community and the community will give back. I mean,
Yes.
it's 10 years of having a successful business here. I love that. And thank you again. Thank you so much. I do want to speak briefly about adoptions because that's like one of my favorite things to see. And obviously you did one of our family.
Yeah.
Have you noticed a theme here? She's our family photographer here. Got a lot of sweet memories. But tell us about that. How long have you been doing that?
So I have been doing adoptions on and off for several years. I started kind of with DHS, and they had just called me and they were like, hey, will you come in and shoot? They did an adoption day. And so it's a whole bunch of adoptions. Like, it's a whole day of adoptions in Cherokee County or Wagner County or whatever. And so I had been doing it on and off. Through different lawyers. I have recently been picked up by a lawyer whose name is Terry Craig out of Wagner, and she is actually an adoption lawyer. So that's like one of the biggest things she does. And I get to shoot for her. So this year she's actually offering photography with every single one of her adoptions. And so I get to do that. And so it's just been it is just like yesterday I got to shoot one and he was 18 and he just wanted to be part of the family. And I was like, and so I know it's been so rewarding. And I had one last week that she was 12 and she signed her paperwork with her new name on it and she started crying and she was like, I'm sorry, I'm just really happy. And I was just like,
yeah, we all are.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I want your job.
It's so much
Newborn
fun.
babies, weddings. Oh my gosh.
I have the best
I mean,
job.
you really do.
Yes.
You really do.
So much
and then
fun.
just all of the like the what am I trying to say? The downtown events.
Yes.
I mean, how fun is that? Just hanging out at Redfern and taking photos. I love it.
I just get to do what I love every single day, and it's wonderful.
Well, and it shows in the photos and in just the way you present the business. Now we're all going to quit and become photographers. And 10 years later. Well, is there anything else that we should discuss that I haven't brought up?
I definitely just encourage everybody to follow our social media. We have a ton of new things coming, and I'm really excited. This is the first time, I guess in 10 years, that I've really just been able to pour into my business. I've always done something else. If it wasn't, at one point I had 3 jobs. Like when I first started photography, I was working 3 other jobs, and then I was a student, and then I graduated, and then I had babies. And so it just, this is the first time that I can really push into it. So definitely follow along for our journey. We have a lot of things coming down the pipeline, and we're really excited for it. So
well, let's do that, Jill. Let's put her social media tags below. But what's the best way to be contacted? Like, do you like them to just call your cell phone, text you, go through your website?
So they can do all of those things.
Okay.
Right now, the best way is actually Facebook Messenger. I know, but we are working on streamlining everything.
Okay.
So it will eventually go to my website, go down to the contact form, and then from there, you'll get all kinds of guides, and it'll walk you through everything. So
oh, that's wonderful.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I do want to say I love the way you send the photos. It's very, I'm not super techie, and there's been a few other situations where I get this big dump of photos and I'm like, I can't figure this out. So that's never been an issue with yours. So we do appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, we'll put all of the contacts below so they can, but just remember Facebook Messenger works just as well for her and can reach out. Well, I can't believe it's been 10 years. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Now that I think about it, it absolutely
years.
has been. But congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you've done for the community. And I'm not surprised that the community has given back as much as you've given to the community. And just keep it up. And we can't wait to see what comes up next.
Thank you so much for everything.
Yeah. Guys, please like, follow, and share so that we can continue to promote the small business, local businesses. I hate to say small because you're not small anymore, but you know what I mean. So, and if there is a topic that you would like for us to cover, or if you would like to have someone be a guest on the next episode, reach out. We'll check into it. Thanks for watching.